Number 187, Dudley Durong. Number 1911, Beast. Number 215, Wengel. Number 23, Slambino. Number 245, Zombicidal Maniac. Number 25, Uncle Dad. Number 302, Pappy Two Skates. Number 4, Nurse Ratchet. Number 608, Ham Solo. Number 8, Yosemite Slam. Number 899, General SoFine. And number 9, T-Ice.
All right, for the Capital District Men's Roller Derby Trauma Authority, we've got 0, Mike Hart. 109, Beers. Number 18, Lamoureux. Number 29, Dr. Dan. Number 5, Dylan Thies. Number 72, David Dowd. Number 79, Toe Cutter. Number 84, Will Jettison. Number 878, Dragonfly. Number 88, Alex Herzog. Number H4TE, Massacre. Number L33T, Unwired. And on their bench is Wheezy and Tequila.
Uncle Dad kicking things off right now with the lead jam. Already got 5 points up on the board for Philadelphia. Uncle Dad, impressive. The last 2 games he played yesterday, got 123 points apiece and then 114 the following game. And that was against Collision and then Casco Bay.
Looks like number 215 in the Bruce Boutique penalty box for the Hooligans, and number 5, that's Dylan Thies in the Bruce Boutique penalty box for the Trauma Authority. We've got number 33, Unwired, and jamming for Trauma Authority, and 0, Grasso, jamming for the Hooligans.
Grasso, another really big point scorer for the team. He had about 109 points, and that was against Collision, and 88 points yesterday against Casco. Again, Hooligans winning 2 games back-to-back yesterday, looking for a third victory today here at Battle on Bunker Hill.
Yeah, Hooligans were very difficult to beat yesterday. Every team they came up against, they were flattened. But Grasso's called it off. We're at 18 for the Hooligans and 0 for Capital.
And if you're just joining us here for Battle on Bunker Hill, you can actually reach out to us on Twitter. Reach out, send some comments or some questions if you like at hashtag BOBH2016. Again, that's hashtag BOBH2016.
We've got number 18, Lamoureux, on the Polar Seltzer Jam line, facing off against number 1911, Beast. Beast making it through the pack right before they hit turn 1, picking up lead jammer. Beast re-engaging the pack, knocking a few out of the way, getting recycled to the back of the pack there at turn 1. Beast leaving a wake of Trauma Authority.
And it looks like Pappy Two Skates and Yosemite Slam, both blockers for Hooligans, went to the penalty box, the Bruce Boutique penalty box, and along with Beast. So this is going to be a power jam.
Third jam, first power jam, and it's in favor of the Trauma Authority. We've got the Trauma Authority in blue and the Hooligans in red. .215, Wengel being sent to the penalty box for destroying the pack.
And now we got another elbow call. And again, returning for a second trip to the Bruce Boutique penalty box, Yosemite Slam. Right now, that box has been shaded in red so far in this bout. We've only been about 3 minutes and change into this. And now we got a multiplayer block call, and that's going on Pappy Two Skates, his second return to the Bruce Boutique penalty box.
Trauma Authority, 19 seconds on the clock. They are going up against the Hooligans that are 2 skaters down, both jammers engaging the pack. Lamoureux, number 18, making it through the pack first, picking up those 4 points.
And there's going to be a back block call, and again, that's actually going to be on Beast, so he's going to be returning to the penalty box. Again, it's going to start off with a power start. And we're going to have a timeout called by Philly.
I don't doubt that. That's the second time that jammer went to the penalty box during this jam. So I'm pretty sure they want to get an official review on that.
Absolutely, because we're already seeing now 3 skaters for Philly already going to the box twice in this single jam here.
Makes me wonder if they're trying to set a tone for this bout. Perhaps we could see the first ejection that we've seen so far this tournament.
And so far the record number is 22 or 23 power jams in a single bout yesterday.
Yeah, I believe that was 23 power jams, the last bout of the evening before the Stars and Stripes exhibition game. Now, for those of you that were not on the stream earlier, you missed something really amazing watching a skater actually score 4 points on 6 wheels. That's why it's always a good idea to just go ahead and keep watching all day. All right, we've got number 4. That is Ryan.
And it looks like the penalty is upheld, as Beast is still sitting in the Bruce Boutique penalty box.
No worries. Yeah, that's number 4, Ryan, picking up 5 points for the Trauma Authority.
Oh, because they got it listed as Massacre.
My apologies, I'm looking everywhere for number 4. It's actually H4TE on our rosters here. So that's Massacre, number 4. Apologies for the confusion. 4 jams in. Capital District Trauma Authority at 30. Hooligans at 22. We know that the Hooligans were very strong yesterday.
Absolutely, back on the Poland Seltzer Jammer line. Number 25, Uncle Dad. And again, pointed out earlier, it was going against Casco Bay. He got about 114 points. Then against Collision Men's, he got 123 points.
Whoa!
Uncle Dad being the star jam scorer for his team today.
That is a decent amount of points, no joke. We've got number 33, that's Unwind, taking lead jammer for the Trauma Authority. Looks like 1 point for the Trauma Authority and 2 points for the Hooligans.
Lamoureux and Grasso for their respective teams on the Polar Seltzer Jammer line.
Ooh, Lamoureux tries to take the inside route, gets a nice hit by number 16 there. That's a Speed Tree. Knocked to the inside, got recycled. Lamoureux's getting recycled again, while Grasso sits down at the Bruce Boutique penalty box for 30 seconds, giving the Trauma Authority a power jam.
And we got 2 more blockers for Philly returning to the box again. Philly very penalty heavy here within the first 10 minutes of the game.
It looks like Grasso got lead jammer coming out of the pack, but then got sent to the penalty box, so it looks like this will go the full 2 minutes. Grasso re-engaging the pack at turn 2. Trauma Authority putting up a big blue wall. They've got everybody but the jammer trying to keep Grasso from getting any further.
Lamoureux having a long trip back, almost half of the track. He had to roll backwards, recycle him out of the pack. Grasso back in the penalty box again. call was a little quick from the referee, so we missed what the penalty was. But Power Jam back to Lamoureux, who's already scored 23 points. And also, I'm looking at number 16 there, Speed Tree, in the penalty box, the Bruce Boutique penalty box.
Oh, we had a star pass there to number 7-2, David Dowd. 5 more points on the board for the Trauma Authority. Hooligans using every skater that they have on the track to try to stop Dowd as the jam comes to an end. Looks like Speed Tree, number 16, is going to be the only skater. Oh, I apologize. Grosso as well in the penalty box. So that means number 4, Massacre, is the only jammer on the Polar Seltzer jam line.
As we're starting to see right now, Capital District, they were lining up near the pivot line powered by Nesset.
Some big hits, but Massacre making it through, picking up lead jammer. Grosso still in the penalty box. Oh, looks like we've got a forearm penalty against Massacre. So we've got a little jammer do-si-do at the penalty box. That means that this jam will go the full 2 minutes. Grosso weaving in and out of the pack, trying hard to make it through. Trauma Authority doing an excellent job keeping him at bay.
Yeah, Mike Hart doing a great job. They pushed Grosso back out of bounds through the inside circle there. End up recycling back through. Wengel was called to the box, but immediately was told to return to the track. It was actually 245. Zombicidal Maniac was the one who was actually called for a forearm call. So there's some confusion there on the track.
Grosso making it through the pack, picking up 4 points. Massacre trying to get past those 3 hooligans on the track. Four points on the board for the Trauma Authority. Grosso hot on the tail of Massacre. Both skaters re-engaging the pack.
Yeah, it looks like Mike Hart is going to be reported into the box on Capital District side for a track cut call.
And Speed Tree as well in the Bruce Boutique penalty box. Whoa, that was a long 2 minutes on the track for these skaters.
Still a close bout. We've got about 47-37, a 10-point deficit early in this game here. And very, very penalty-heavy game, particularly towards Philadelphia, the Hooligans.
Looks like number 33, Unwired, up against number 25, Uncle Dad. Unwired getting into the middle of the pack, really moving it around, giving Uncle Dad the opportunity to sneak on by the outside of the pack. Unwired finally making it through. Uncle Dad getting a penalty for a track cut, getting sent to the penalty box. And that, my friends, means that we're going to go the full 2 minutes. Trauma Authority is on a power jam. Unwired trying to go out the outside, now just digging into that defense, trying to break it up.
Hooligans have a wonderful triangle set up with, I believe it's Dudley Durong being the lead, holding all the weight being thrown at him.
Unwired looking back at his team like, hey guys, come on, why don't you help me out here? I am your jammer. Come on, let's move some blockers. Because the blockers need to play both defense and offense for the jammer.
As we just saw, 30 seconds went up really fast. Unwired through, and that is a grand slam going to Capital.
Jeez. Uncle Knuckle Dead gets back out on the track, engages the pack, just starts throwing shoulders left and right, finally making it through. They're like a whirling dervish out there. Up on the toe stops, dancing left and right, trying to dig those shoulders into the midsection of the blockers, just trying to get through, finds the way through that pack. 4 more points on the board. That's number 187, Dudley Durong, entering the Bruce Boutique penalty box. Boom shakalaka. That is the end of that jam. Not a lot of point movement. We're at 55 for the Trauma Authority, 49 for the Hooligans. Only 6-point difference.
Shout out to Robert Fowler. We wish you were here too, brother. Also, you can join us. Tell us your opinions on what you're seeing here with this game here between the Hooligans and Capital District. You can do that through Twitter, hashtag BOBH2016. Again, hashtag BOBH2016, and join us on the stream. Track cut call again, this time on Philly. It's going on General So.
No, that's General So Fine.
So fine.
Giving Beers the power jam.
General So fine yesterday, pulling up 99 points against Collision. And Beers wonderfully skipping through, getting 5 on the board. Grand slam for Capital District.
Beers calling it off, facing a giant 3-wall put up by the Hooligans. Beers an excellent skater, but not the mass to get through that 3-wall that was being set up. A good call to call off that jam. It's like we've got number 4 Massacre wearing the star all alone on the Polar Seltzer the Polar Seltzer jammer line, and all those blockers are on the pivot line, powered by Nesset. General So Fine already out of the box, engaging the back of the pack. Back of the pack is where Trauma Authority has set up their defense. The front of the pack. Oh, a forearm penalty on Beers, giving the Hooligans a power jam.
Hooligans crowd making a lot of noise over here, creating a little bit of thunder, trying to support their team here. That's falling behind 49-63 that you see on your screen.
General So Fine trying to chip away at that deficit. Oh! That was a hit by number 5, Dylan Thies. No luck stopping the egress, but General So Fine went through, picked up some points on that.
Thies again, and Mike Hart again trying to stop General So Fine. He was able to work his way through. They're very tall. They're very tall in their stature, but General So Fine can duck down a little bit and actually squeeze through the little tight gaps that they do offer.
Massacre, number 4 Massacre back out on the track. A big hit by number 9. That's T-Ice. Knocking to the inside of the track.
And there is the multiplayer block call on Mike Hart.
Ooh. And
track cut.
Beers back in the Bruce Boutique penalty box. General So Fine on another power jam.
The Massacre got that track cut call. General So Fine utilizing this opportunity, and now Hooligans have pulled ahead.
Hooligans fans in the crowd enjoying that. We've got a lead change, Capital at 63, Hooligans at 73 now. And a timeout is being called by the Trauma Authority. So this is interesting. The Hooligans had gone through and they took on all comers, trounced them. We had just giant deficits yesterday. So now, today, Are these two teams matched in style?
It's very interesting. They do have a lot of things that they do complementing each other on. I think the big thing that's affecting this score here, again, was the Hooligans pouring into the Brews Boutique penalty box we saw number of times. It was only the second jam, and we saw 3 players return to the box twice within that single jam, and then even more of Hooligans entering that penalty box. Now, as you can see, it's leaning towards Capital is starting to fill the Brews Boutique penalty box, and that score is changing. So what I'm seeing right now is actually reflective of the score meeting with all the penalties that's been happening so far in this first half of the bout.
So do you think the Trauma Authority is getting a bit cocky, maybe a bit lackadaisical, and that's why they're starting to fill the penalty box?
I don't think it's more or less being lackadaisical as it is just making simple mistakes. And again, a lot of it is track cuts and forearms. And it's them trying to struggle and keep that the lead that they had, but now they've lost it. And partly, as you can see here, it's with this power start, and that's going to be with Beast. And all it takes is just a simple power jam, and we saw the damage that General SoFine did. And we got a little jammer on jammer action as Massacre rejoins the pack.
Beast engaging all, 3 blockers there, trying to get past. Beers making it through finally. Beast hot on his tail. Jammer on jammer action going into turn 1. Beast living up to his name, not letting an opportunity to take a swipe at that opposing jammer go by. Now we've got number 2-5 Uncle Dad back on the Polar Seltzer jammer line up against number 33 Unwired.
Uncle Dad already racking up 23 of those 77 points.
Whoa. Wow.
Unwired pulling up another 10 for himself right now. Uncle Dad already has re-engaged the pack again. They haven't even broken around turn number 1. Uncle Dad finds a way through the inside, hops through, takes the 4, quickly calling it off. And they're going to spread that deficit a little further along as Hooligans pick up to 81 points now. Capital District 63. As we're winding down to the last 10 minutes of the first half of our second bout here at Battle on Bunker Hill.
Only 10 minutes left? Wow. 81 Hooligans. Not a great deficit at all. Number 1-8 Lamoureux jamming for Trauma Authority, and 0, that's Grosso jamming for the Hooligans. Grosso from the Hooligans able to take advantage of that tight pack and found a way around the inside. Sure enough, making it through, picking up lead jammer. Big shoulder right into the defense. That's 0. Mike Hart bounced right off and kept on going.
And Lamoureux has a back block call, reports to the Brews Boutique penalty box. This is another power jam for the Hooligans.
5 points on the board for Grosso. Grosso re-engaging the pack, coming up against the Trauma Authority. They are just waiting for him.
Oh, and there's a back block call that's going on Grosso. We're going to have a little do-si-do of the jammers. In a moment, Lamoureux is going to be rejoining.
I did not know that back block penalties were contagious. Both jammers went to the Brews Boutique penalty box for back blocks. Lamoureux back engaging the pack, pushing those 3 skaters inch by inch, just up on the toe stops.
Look at Zombicidal Maniac holding the weight with Yosemite Slam.
All right, so it looks like what the idea is that the Trauma Authority is waiting for their jammer to be pushed out so they can stop that recycle.
It looks like it was out of play on Zombicidal Maniac. And again, we're seeing more of the Hooligans entering the Bruce Boutique penalty box.
Grosso hitting that 4-wall put up. Oh, a big pile up courtesy of Grosso.
Now, as they were coming into turn number 3 there, Lamoureux had no one stopping him. He was able to slide by and pick up 5 in the sky. We're going to have an official review here. This has been a very aggressive, very penalty-heavy bout here, our second bout here at Battle on Bunker Hill. And also, right after the end of this first half, I'm going to run over to our NSOs there and get a better look at our penalty board there and see what's going on. What's the more common penalty that we've been seeing here?
Totally, like we just saw the two back blocks in a row. We've seen forearm penalties coming through. I'm curious about the total so far.
Yeah. And one thing actually interesting with a lot of the big defense we've been seeing with the blocking in both teams, I haven't even seen, and maybe it was one that slipped by, but I have not seen any even multiplayer blocking calls either.
No.
So at least they're being mindful there, but you're always seeing the forearm calls and the back blocking. And again, if you are joining us here on day 2 on Battle of Bunker Hill, you can reach out to us, hashtag BOBH2016. Elizabeth Fitzgibbon reaching out saying she misses skating. Great tournament here, and it's been fantastic.
Now, we'd like to say thank you to one of our sponsors. That's Nesset. All of our internet access and Wi-Fi is being powered by Nesset, and it is doing fantastic. We've got the stream, we've got Twitter up, everybody's on the internet, and life is good. Thank you very much, Nesset, for being a sponsor of the Battle of Bunker Hill 2016.
And if you'd like to join us and follow the stats of your snat nerd, or as I like to call it, a stat nerd, like me, you can join the big one over here. You can join me at boomkitty.com. Boomkitty.com. You can actually log in and watch the roller stats as they are going live here on Battle of Bunker Hill 2016, live in Wilmington, Massachusetts, here at the Shriners Auditorium.
Yeah, the roller stats are pretty amazing because you can see how many jams the jammers have done, how many power jams, what the percentages are, the deltas, all those things that mathematicians and nerds really enjoy. Check it out, boomkitty.com. Just click on remote viewer and then recent, and that'll bring right up, and you can play the home game.
That's where we're taking a look right now. There was about 6 power jams picked up by Capital, and 33 points they picked up out of that.
Was it Lamoureux with 32 points so far? But 0% of lead.
And you can see three power jams that he actually ran and that Lamoureux did, picked up those 32 points. So the majority, actually, it was just like 32 out of those 33 points that they picked up during power jams was picked up by Lamoureux.
All right, we've got one of our amazing officials coming up, speaking in Crimson's ear, letting him know what the official review was all about, because it looks like we're about to get right back to the action. Did see a thumbs up from one of the members of Trauma Authority. That's probably good news. All right, Hooligans are starting with 2 skaters in the Bruce Boutique penalty box. And on the Polar Seltzer jam line, we've got General Sofine jamming against. That is Beers, I believe. 109, that is Beers.
The official review actually had to do with that back block call. Red was claiming, Hooligans was claiming the Capital, they embellished it, and so they want an embellishment penalty thrown on Capital. But the ref said it was a legit back block, so the penalty stands. And we're going to have a track cut call on Beers, so this is going to be power jam back to the Hooligans, who look like they might possibly break over 100 points here in this jam with General Sofine as he gets a grand slam.
There we go. That's the jump over the century mark. 103 Hooligans now. General's so fine, hitting absolutely no resistance, finding a good track on the outside, sliding right by, picking up those 5 points. Once again, just no obstacle in his way, just screamed right by. Now Hooligans up to 113. General's so fine, hoping to get through again unscathed. No, gets a couple of hits at turn 1. Oh, I believe that was an illegal procedure call on Beers. Beers back in the Brews Boutique penalty box with about 25 seconds left in the jam. General so fine might end up with a power start. I'm sorry, the Hooligans may end up with a power start, excuse me. General so fine, making it through 5 in the sky thanks to Chop Saw. Whoa. We've got
Looks like Toe Cutter and Zombicide Maniac both reported to the Brews Boutique penalty box. Excuse me. I agree with you, Robert Fowler. This is a nail biter.
118 to 68. Looks like we've got a 50-point difference there. Number 33, Unwired, wearing the star for the Trauma Authority. And that is Beast, number 1911, wearing the star for the Hooligans. Beast just acting like a monster, getting beastly and getting right through that pack, picking up lead jammer. Unwired about a half a track length behind.
Yeah, Wengel and Yosemite Slam did their best to try to hold down Unwired right over before turn number 1. And it's going to be an additional 4 points. 4 points, that is indeed. That's going to be going to the Hooligans.
Capital District being held at 68.
Very interesting. About 15 minutes ago, these two were like trading blows back and forth. The score was a lot tighter. Now look at the big spread now as the Hooligans have pulled far ahead.
It almost feels like the Hooligans have their number now. They figured out how they're playing and what's going to happen. Oh, that is a forearm penalty against Grasso. Grasso heading to the Brews Boutique penalty box.
He had a huge opportunity. He had the inside open, and it was just one simple mistake with that forearm that sent him to the Brews Boutique penalty box. Also reporting is number 16, Speed Tree.
Lamoureux, number 18, picking up lead jammer on that power jam. But Grasso is already standing, getting ready to get back into action.
And T-Ice also joins the Brews Boutique penalty box. Again, that box is staying very shiny red with members of the Hooligans in there. As now Grasso has joined the flat track and skips his way through. High steps his way through. Woo!
Wow. That was an amazing run on the toe stops. For those of you that have never tried to walk on the toe steps, let alone run on the toe stops, not the easiest thing in the world to do. Jeez. I remember when I was going through the fresh meat class and they were teaching us to walk on the toe stops, the only thing I could say was, I feel like Michael Jackson in this pose. What's going on? We've got number 109 Beers wearing the star for the Trauma Authority. And is that number 25 Uncle Dad? Number 25 Uncle Dad wearing the star for the Hooligans.
It's Uncle Dad's 5th jam up, 27 points racked in. And a Yosemite Slam returning back to the Brews Boutique penalty box.
It's like they're just cycling Hooligans through the penalty box.
Yeah, Nurse Ratchet now joining. Yeah, right. As soon as we're done with this first half, I'm gonna go take a close look because I think some of these players are getting dangerously close to fouling out.
Uncle Dad getting brutalized out there, but makes it through, picking up 5 more points for the Hooligans.
And that was a forearm call on Massacre.
Uncle Dad skating right through. 5 more points on the board for the Hooligans.
That was a clockwise block call, and that was going to be on Zombicide Maniac.
Uncle Dad making it through the pack. Not graceful, not pretty, but it doesn't matter. It picks up points no matter what. Uncle Dad re-engaging the pack. Beers was about to come up and join him. Got called off. Capital gained 5 points on that, bringing him up to 73.
Yeah, it's been a few jams since they actually put some extra points on that board there.
All right, we've got number on the Polar Seltzer Jammer line. We've got number 33 Unwired and General So Fine. Unwired, first out of the pack, right up front, gets past the Hooligans defense, picks up lead Jammer. General So Fine being stymied, hasn't even made it to turn 1 yet.
Great job by Mike Hart and the rest of the pack of Capital District.
Lots of action right there before turn 1. General So Fine still on the initial pass.
This is the second time he's had to recycle behind the pack now. But it looks like, Unwired.
Unwired, yeah.
Finally got caught up, but now he found his way through on the outside. Grand Slam, Capital District.
Unwired coming up on the inside, and then all of a sudden ducking right into the center of the pack. Probably saw a way through, and then was going to try to cut around the outside. Got caught by the Hooligans. Still trying to get past. Oh! A big hit onto the inside. Unwired recycled to the back of the pack. Looks like Trauma Authority just had 2 of their
number 4's got 4 penalties, and so does Mike Hart, number 0. Yeah, it's like a very penalty-heavy bout. Total altogether for the first half there, the Hooligans got about 32 penalties.
Oh! Wow. All right, looks like we are back on the track. Number 25, Uncle Dad, wearing the star for the Hooligans, breaking out of the pack early, picking up lead Jammer. And we've got Lamoureux, number 18, jamming for the Trauma Authority. 5 points on the board for Uncle Dad. Oh, Lamoureux getting sent to the penalty box, our Brews Boutique penalty box. I did not catch what that penalty was. But Uncle Dad, a power jam. Oh.
District with 3 in the box right now. As of right now, they have now a total of 23 penalties in this game.
Uncle Dad screaming right by the only 2 Trauma Authority blockers out there, picking up 5 points. An interesting strategic move there by Uncle Dad. Not only are they going to get a power start, but the Trauma Authority is going to start 2 skaters down on this jam. 1911 Beast wearing the star for the Hooligans. Lamoureux, number 18, still in the Brews Boutique penalty box.
The pack is now moved up to the pivot line, powered by Nesset.
Beast, a very interesting low block there. Yeah, I saw that shoulder go right into the thighs. But it looks like it was a blocking to the head call. So Lamoureux now on a power jam, but lost the star.
Yeah,
Lamoureux gets a penalty.
They both got blocking with the head calls. Back-to-back jammers, back-to-back penalties, back-to-back blocking with the head.
1 minute and 15 seconds left in this jam. We are going the full 2 minutes.
And now the Brews Boutique penalty box has been evacuated. We are a full house on the track.
Jeez. over there, toppling the towers that made up that Trauma Authority defense, pushing them down. Another penalty.
I believe there was going to be a low block call there.
Low block for Beast. Now in the Brews Boutique penalty box, Lamoureux with a power jam. 34 seconds left in this jam. Five points on the board for the Trauma Authority.
Dudley Durong also now reporting to the British Boutique penalty box.
Lamoureux engaging the pack.
They had a nice triangle, but Pappy Two Skates holding back. And is bridging the gap between the two packs as he's watching Beast doing battle. And that last bit of the jam is going to go scoreless.
Trauma Authority at 93, Hooligans at 153. A 60-point difference. We've got number 33 unwired. Oh, looks like we are getting a timeout here. During this timeout, I'd just like to recognize our officials out there today. We have Davey Darko, Gritty Pearl, Chop Saw, Headless Horseman, Apple Corey, Joe the Lock Smith, Queen Victoria, Feaster Bunny, Invade Ya Space, Shebra, Down in Jersey, Hef, U++, Tights McGee, Queen Lucy the Violent, Veronica Scars, Mariah Scary, Michael Mitten, and yours truly. Ladies and gentlemen, without these people, we could not put on this event. These are your skating and non-skating officials, and a big thank you goes out to them.
So I also learned something really kind of cool, and this is for any of the fans on the live stream right now with us. Coming up later on, around 2:30 or so, when we have Montreal Men's taking on New York Stock Exchange.
Ooh.
Now, Montreal Men's have a limited roster when they came in here. Two of their skaters, they got double back-to-back victories yesterday. Two of their skaters out with a concussion, so they're having a hybrid team. It's going to be the Royal Hooligans. Members of, yes.
They are recruiting the members of the Hooligans to skate with Montreal?
Yes, it's going to be a hybrid team of Montreal and Philadelphia.
Wow.
Which is why you don't see some of the players we saw in Philadelphia yesterday you don't see in this bout are going to be part of that. So you're going to see the first ever New York Stock Exchange versus Montreal's Royal Hooligans.
That is going to be a very interesting bout. Montreal yesterday, again, dominating 9 skaters, only 3 jammers in the rotation, and taking on all comers without any issue. All right, the timeout is over on the Polar Seltzer Jam line. We've got number 33 Unwired and number 899 General So Fine.
General So Fine so far pulling 44 points off the 153 for the Hooligans.
Unwired making it through the pack, picking up lead jammer. General So Fine still fighting. Oh!
Wow!
I'm not sure if the penalty is going to be called. It did not look intentional. Yep, sure enough. We have a line of Trauma Authority skaters heading to the Brews Boutique penalty box.
Unwired able to pull out 4 points. Also with General So Fine here. And each team has only 2 blockers on the track.
Called that off. Wow. The next jam, both teams are going to start 2 skaters light. No power start, though. It's just those essential blockers.
We really want to hear your opinion on what you're seeing here between these two teams. So join us on Twitter at hashtag BOBH2016. Again, hashtag BOBH2016. Join in the conversation as the Capital District Men's Roller Derby, the Trauma Authority, are taking on Philadelphia's Hooligans.
Zero Grosso wearing the star for the Hooligans. Beers wearing the star for the Trauma Authority. Grosso out there taking lead jammer. Has to be careful. Five penalties so far. T-Ice, number 9, getting sent to the Brews Boutique penalty box. Lots of action down at the other side of the track there.
As a high block call went on Wengel, and we now have an injury on the track, and that actually was from that high block.
Ooh.
That Wengel game. I can't see exactly who it was to.
It looks like Beers is actually down on the track right now. She was the jammer for the Trauma Authority. This is also a good time to shout out to the EMTs that we have here. We have trained EMTs on staff. We have members of the fire brigade from the Shriners Auditorium helping out as well. Everybody here trying to keep these skaters safe.
Fantastic. Yeah, we've had some scary moments actually just yesterday alone, with a few skaters crashing headfirst into the sideboards.
I mean,
like I mentioned, we already had like a couple of concussions, a few more injuries. Nothing too terrifying to say, thankfully. But again, as I mentioned before yesterday, when it comes to roller derby, with men's or women's, they are some of the toughest professional athletes in international sports.
But even so, we have a full contact sport on wheels. On wheels! Injuries are going to happen. The best thing you can do is just be the best skater that you can, be confident in your abilities, and try to stay safe.
It gets even creepier when you see some of them getting up and having a grin on their face, because after they get their head rattled, they really enjoyed it. Sadistic people. These skaters are crazy, I tell you, crazy.
All right, we've got number 72. That is David Dowd wearing the star for the Trauma Authority, and number 25, Uncle Dad, wearing the star for the Hooligans.
This is going to be interesting. This is actually Dowd's first jam of this bout.
Dowd pushing, trying to get through those Hooligans, coming into turn 2, makes it past, picks up lead jammer for the Trauma Authority. Uncle Dad popping right through the pack. David Dowd engaging the pack once again. He's got 2 Hooligans on him. Picks up 1 point. Picks up 1 point and calls it off. Looks like 4 points for the Trauma Authority, 1 point for the Hooligans. Once again, after doing this for a little while, all the colors flipping back and forth, sometimes there's a little confusion. Sorry about that.
Oh, so we've been doing this since 8 a.m. yesterday and keep on going. But we love it here. We are live here from Wilmington, Massachusetts at the Shriners Auditorium for Battle of Bunker Hill 2016.
If you're in the area, you should come on down and check it out live. Sure, the action is great on the stream, but you can actually see Beast, number 1911, wearing the star for the Hooligans, laying the waste to the Trauma Authority defense, getting through, picking up lead jammer. Looks like that is number 18, Lamoureux. Lamoureux picking up a penalty, heading over to the Brews Boutique penalty box. He is joining number 88, Herzog. Number 1911, Beast, picking up 5 points. Only 3 skaters on the track for the Trauma Authority. No resistance whatsoever. Beast picking up another 5 points. Capital at 104, Hooligans at 175. Oh, a big jump over number 8 there. That was number 84. I believe that was Will Jettison. Pick up those. Oh!
Herzog just laid it in.
88, Alex Herzog. Wow. I felt that from here. That was big. Lamoureux taking on number 9, T-Ice. T-Ice back in the penalty box. T-Ice was one of the people on your list, if I'm not mistaken.
Even Herzog's stiff hit to Beast made Coach Teeny drop her turner head. And she's having She's having a good laugh with Beast. Again, you're all sadistic, I tell you.
Everybody has a different idea of a good time. My idea of a good time is watching them bounce back and forth behind a microphone. For them, having a good time is bouncing back and forth while I'm behind the microphone.
From a safe distance.
From a safe distance, absolutely. Number 33, Unwired, wearing the star for the Trauma Authority. Number 899, General So Fine, both taken off from the Polar Seltzer Jam line, but General So Fine picking up lead jammer. General So Fine already around the track, re-engaging the pack at turn 1. Unwired coming in as well, coming in hot to engage the pack. General So Fine calling it off before.
What? Yeah, it looks like, Hooligans did pull off 1 point.
Hooligans, 1 point. A point is a point. Grasso, 0, back on the line for the Hooligans. And that's number 7-2, David Dowd wearing the star once again for Trauma Authority.
His second jam so far, and he did get lead jam the first time. Oh my.
Grasso down on his face, gets back up, gets on those toe stops, and sprints out of that pack as quick as possible, picking up lead jammer on the way. David Dowd making it through the pack finally. Who is that got that penalty? That is number 16, Speedtree. Speedtree with another penalty. If I'm not mistaken, that brings Speedtree up to 6.
Wow. And like earlier, as Grasso re-engaged the pack on turn number 1 with Capital District, they had a 4-man wall. He had stopped, turned his hips, just paused for a moment while they were waiting for his normal impact for his engagement. He gave it a moment and did this quick little juke with his hip and found an opening on the outside, and it was like no competition for him on that one moment.
Positively spectacular the way that they can move their bodies to get through these packs. We've got number 25, Uncle Dad, jamming for the Hooligans, picking up lead jammer. Hot on his tail, number 18, Lamoureux. Lamoureux about to engage the pack.
Oh, on the toes!
On the toes, looking good. Lamoureux at the front of the pack, taking on the blockers from the Hooligans. Uncle Dad getting a call from the bench coach saying, hey, call it. Uncle Dad says, I'm going to give it one more try. I'm going to go ahead and try to pick up 5 more points.
And that's what's going to happen. Now, Uncle Dad knocked to the outside, having to recycle behind that pack. Was it a smart choice not to call it off?
Trauma Authority does have 1 skater in the Bruce Boutique penalty box. This might not have been the best idea.
It was a demolition derby of sorts on the straightaway. Everyone's getting spread out from the middle.
Oh. That sounded like a penalty for Uncle Dad.
It was hard to see. There was a lot of bodies flying right now, and the referees are calling it in here. There was a lot. I saw a lot of bodies going down. I saw a lot of hands going up and bodies moving towards the Bruce Boutique penalty box.
Oh, my mistake. It's not. That was not a penalty. The officials are actually sending Uncle Dad over to the EMTs to get checked out.
Don't forget, we do have scripts on screen.
We are in a timeout right now. This might be a learning lesson for Uncle Dad to listen to the coach. If Uncle Dad would have listened to the coach, we would have been into another jam, and he would not be over there getting checked out.
And we're going to do a check for any leaking bodily fluids of the red variety.
This is what, the 3rd time this has happened today?
Yes, actually, yeah, the first bout. We I believe it was with Mass Maelstrom.
Mm-hmm.
My baby daddy ended up oozing a little bit of blood out onto the track. It's like 2 days of some of the most hard-hitting derby you can have here at Battle on Bunker Hill. And remember, this hill was known for the bloodshed a couple hundred years ago. And the bloodshed continues, but in a friendlier sense.
In a friendlier sense, but still trying to live up to the spirit of the occasion.
In both sense, it was kind of a gentleman's battle, a gentleman's war. And this gentleman's war is Capital District Men's Roller Derby of Albany versus the Philadelphia Hooligans.
Right, we're still in a timeout, but the skaters have lined up. There's the 5-second notification. Number 33, Unwired, wearing the star for the Trauma Authority. And 1911, Beast, wearing the star once again on the Polar Seltzer Jam line. Beast finding that opening, taking advantage, getting through on the inside track, picking up lead jammer. Unwired also making it through out of turn 2. Getting sent to the penalty box. That is T-Ice. T-Ice for the Hooligans.
Beast took a hard dive going into turn 2. Went out of bounds, had to recycle back in. And is actually going, and it looks like...
Yeah, it looks like Unwired, number 33, on a power jam. Beast going to the Bruise Boutique penalty box. I did not see what the penalty was. 5 more points on the board for the Trauma Authority. Unwired hitting a
Zombicidal Maniac there in Yosemite Slam. Trying to hold Unwired down, but that's going to be a grand slam for Capital District.
Trauma Authority, the Capital District Trauma Authority, now over the century mark at 123. Hooligans at 198. With still 16 minutes left in this bout, not an insurmountable difference. Both jammers back on the track. A very active pack. Beast is able to slip right through the defense of both teams, picking up 4 points. Unwired trying to get through on the inside, but getting pushed in by Zombie Hunter.
Mike Hart went down and was unable to stop the Beast. The Beast is unleashed right now. Another 4 on the board. They've broken over 200 points here with 15 and change still to go in this bout.
Oh!
Mike Hart finally doing the number to the Beast that he was hoping.
Mike Hart trying to recycle him, but that's the end of the jam. Wow.
Very aggressive bout here. We'd like to hear your thoughts on this bout, what you're seeing here. Hashtag BOBH2016 on Twitter. A lot of sarcasm. One of my personal favorite announcers giving shout outs to and love to Capital District.
All right, they are back on the track. Number 7-2, that is David Dowd wearing the star for the Trauma Authority. And number 899, General SoFi, breaking through the pack, picking up lead jammer for the Hooligans.
And I believe I saw a multiplayer block call on Massacre.
So they've got a pivot down.
And 2 more Hooligans going to the Bruise Boutique.
Nurse Ratchet and 302, Pappy Two Skates. Nurse Ratchet and Pappy Two Skates in the Bruise Boutique penalty box. David Dowd coming around, picking up 4 points. General SoFi hot on his tail. 4 points for the Hooligans as well. Dowd did a swing around, picking up 4 points. General SoFi passing him on the inside, also picking up 4 points. General SoFi sliding right by the pack, picking up 4 points. David Dowd going down.
Right in front of Ham Solo.
All the Hooligan fans in the crowd are making noise. They are enjoying this jam. General SoFi picking up 5 points and zooming right around that track, hitting the pack. Red Rover sent General SoFi right over. He broke right through. That's the end of that jam. Another 4 points at the end for the Hooligans. 2:29 for the Hooligans. Capital at 143.
Have you join us, stick around, because right after this bout at 12:30, Amy, Joe, and Bear will be back on the stream, and it'll be Mass Maelstrom going against Casco Bay's Gentleman Roller Derby. The not so Jolly Rogers versus Maelstrom. 12:30 here at Battle on Bunker Hill, excuse me.
Number 1-8 Lamoureux wearing the star for the Trauma Authority. Number 0 Grosso did not take lead jammer, even though he pulled ahead. So it got called off. I probably would have done the same thing. I see that opposing team's jammer zoom past me. What am I going to do? Let him go, re-engage the pack, try to pick up a couple of points? No, just call it off.
Call it off, save the clock, and get a new fresh jam out there.
Absolutely. Live to fight another day. We've got number 2-5 Uncle Dad jamming for the Hooligans, and we've got number 5. That's Dylan Thies jamming for the Trauma Authority. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to say, this is actually Dylan Thies' first jam of this bout here. Uncle Dad, this is 9th attempt, but he picked up 67 points and also the lead for this jam.
Santa Vaca. Uncle Dad has already lapped Trauma Authority. 5 points on the board for the Hooligans. Oh, the Hooligans fans are going nuts, screaming at the players.
And I saw
Uncle Dad in the Bruise Boutique penalty box.
And that was a clockwise block.
Oh.
It's going to be power jam for Capital District. Huge opportunity here.
And it looks like we did have a star pass to Massacre, number 4 Massacre. Hart trying to lend some assistance to that jammer.
Zombicide Maniac having command, but that is going to be a multiplayer block call. And that is going to go on number 4, Nurse Ratchet.
Nurse Ratchet. Both jammers coming around.
Oh, that was a psych out.
A psych out. Uncle Dad getting that shoulder down, and I was surprised he didn't get 2 for flinching. Uncle Dad, another 5 points on the board. Massacre still trying to get past those blockers. Massacre pushing hard out of turn 4. Boom, makes it through. 4 points on the board for the Trauma Authority. 4 points on the board for Uncle Dad as well. Trauma Authority at 152. Hooligans at 243. Capital trying very hard to keep that delta under 100. They're at 91 now. Last time I checked, it was at 81. Number 33, Unwired, once again jamming against number 1911. That is Beast. It's always nice to see a member of the original X-Men out there on the track.
And, of course, on our Twitter feed, as we mentioned earlier, coming up at 2:30 today, a very special, rare bout to see. New York Shock Exchange will not be taking on Montreal Mount Royals. They'll be taking on Montreal Royal Hooligans. That's right. Due to injuries on the Hooligans. Oh, I got to mention this. Back block call on Beast. Power Jam is going to be going to Capital District. But, yes, you heard it here, folks, 2:30. New York Shock Exchange versus the first ever Montreal Royal Hooligans. It's part Montreal Mount Royals teaming up with the Hooligans.
That's number 7-2. I believe that is Mike Dowd in the penalty box. Beast is up and standing. That power jam is just about to end. Unwired, getting recycled to the middle of the pack. Beast is back on the track. Unwired has to get past those red blockers, try to get that deficit down a little bit more. Beast making it through the pack. Hooligans fans in the stand chanting beast mode, beast mode.
Capital, a huge gain there. Another 5 in the sky, and timeout being called by Capital District. 8 minutes and change left here. Hooligans 243, Capital District 157. My goodness. And of course, as we're taking a look at the stats here, but Trauma Authority did have 11 power jam opportunities. We're able to pull 63 points out of that. Hooligans had about 6 opportunities, but were able to pull about 40 points out of that. But Hooligans dominating with 56% of lead jams here.
Wow, the stats are absolutely amazing. Unwired with 52 points so far. Lamoureux with 51. David Dowd with 21. But then you have Uncle Dad, 81 points.
I guess General SoFine back up at 65. Grasso at 47. It's the same numbers that we saw reflected yesterday. The difference is they're utilizing Beast and jamming for this game, and he's proven his worth. 41 points on that board already out of 8 jams. 5 of those he was the lead for.
Now I've noticed Speed Tree is now sitting, not being sent back out very quickly. Again, if I'm not mistaken, he's 1 penalty away, one visit to the Bruce Boutique penalty box away from being removed from the bout. Looks like we're doing an official review as well.
Big shout out to our sponsors here, Rock Tape. Also providing our internet here is Nesset, who is sponsoring our pivot line. Nesset, thank you so much for the awesome internet. It's some of the best Wi-Fi I've ever experienced, even better than my house. And that's like a technological dynasty.
No, we've been very well taken care of by our sponsors today. Or I'm sorry, this weekend. Excuse me, this weekend.
Yeah, everyone here at Shriners Auditorium has been fantastic, and we've been starting both days here with bouts starting right off at 8:30 sharp in the morning. So we're going long stretches here. That means everyone here has to show up even earlier. But they got the food ready, they got the lights on, tape is down, everyone's warmed up and ready to go. There is no sleep here in Wilmington, Massachusetts, at the Shriners Auditorium here for Battle on Bunker Hill 2016.
Yep, that's MRD Montreal. They tweeted out, due to many injuries, the Hooligans Derby and Mont Royals will team up, forming the Royal Hooligans. How cool is that? Hashtag BOBH 2016. So now that, I believe that is the official announcement as to what their plans are.
I can't wait for the Royal Hooligans. This is going to be so absolutely fabulous, so exciting. And some of those players I'm expecting that are not skating in this bout for Hooligans that skated earlier yesterday will be utilized by Montreal.
Well, I'm curious to see what that roster is going to look like. We've got, again, they showed up with 9 players and a 3-person jam rotation. That's and to now be down by 2. Yeah, it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, Montreal, they had a very small roster when they showed up. They went over Casco 402 to 95 and over Collision 277 to 78. And again, you mentioned they only had a 3-jammer rotation.
Yeah, it was Viking size, jumper cut. And
Eltonot.
Thank you very much.
Eltonot, who plays a defensive jammer status like half the time, where he would just turn around skating backwards and start almost like playing mind games with the other team.
Completely. That's something else that's been kind of interesting. Watching some of these jammers actually get through the pack backwards, taunting the other team as they go by.
We've had some awesome conversations. There was actually one with Eltonot and I believe it was Black and Wild from Collision, where they literally skated around half the track face to face.
Yes.
And they were smiling and blowing kisses at each other the entire time.
And if I'm not mistaken, Black and Wild this morning scored 4 points on 6 wheels.
Yeah.
Did an apex jump, and landed the apex jump, but lost the back two wheels on his skate. Just the truck just came right off.
Yeah, skate around a couple of laps and still didn't even fall. And it was getting knocked around by blockers.
Yeah. Hit the penalty box, got out, continued the jam, picked up 4 points. Unreal. We've got, okay, looks like we're going to get back to the action here. On the Polar Seltzer Jammer line, we've got Lamoureux, number 1-8, wearing the star for the Trauma Authority, and number 899, General So Fine, jamming for the Hooligans.
It looked like the official review that was actually called by Philadelphia was for number 9, T-Ice, on their team, their pivot. They wanted clarification. They were trying to see if they got that penalty removed and have Ice-T brought back out. But after official review, the penalty stays. Hooligans lose their official review.
Well, it's a good move. Only 8 minutes left in the bout. They have a comfortable lead. Now we're down to an 86-point difference.
And they still have a couple of timeouts if they need to utilize, they can.
Yeah, Capital still has their official review and a timeout. Hooligans, 2 timeouts left so far. We've got,
I believe I see Grosso out there for the Hooligans.
Grosso
And-
back out.
Yep, and Dowd is going to be out there for Capital District.
Grosso has to skate very carefully, picking up lead jammer, but anything can happen out there. The Hooligans could lose a very important jammer.
Oh. Grosso tried to find the inside on turn number 1, got sent out of bounds, having to recycle.
Oh, and he carefully re-enters the track.
Yeah, he did get lead jammer status and having a hard time, Capital District putting on the weight. Meanwhile, Dowd was already coming around from his initial pass. All Grosso could do was call it off there and save face.
That's got to be going through Grosso's mind. He's got to be thinking, okay, I need to be careful. I do not have a safety net anymore. I need to play really clean. Otherwise, I'm out.
Yep, and there's no need to risk right now. 251 to 158. He had a nice, good spread with 6 minutes. And again, we've seen crazy 50-point changes in a couple of minutes before, so.
Number 25, Uncle Dad, wearing the star for the Hooligans, picking up lead jammer. Hot on his heels, number 33, Unwired. Unwired engaging the pack, slides right through, but it gets called off after only getting 2 points. 255 to 160. Now the difference is 95 points.
Don't forget, the conclusion of this game is plenty of opportunity.
On the Polar Seltzer Jam line, we've got 1911 Beast and number 18 Lamoureux.
To meet your hunger and thirst needs.
Beast, as we mentioned before, 41 points out of 8 jams. Lamoureux, 52 points out of 10 jams.
Lamoureux at the front of the pack trying to get past the Hooligans. Making it through, picking up lead jammer. I'm not sure how that happened. Lamoureux must have seen something that Lord knows I couldn't see from this side. That's number 608 Ham Solo in the Bruce Boutique penalty box.
Lamoureux did pick up 4 points and quickly slammed the door shut behind on Beast. This has been crazy, and we'd like to hear your thoughts on this bout, on what happened so far, and anything else you're looking forward to today here at Battle of Bunker Hill. Reach out to us on Twitter, hashtag BOBH2016. Again, hashtag BOBH2016 on Twitter here at Battle of Bunker Hill 2016, live from the Shriners Auditorium at Wilmington, Massachusetts.
Back to the action, we've got number 7-8 Dowd once again with the star, and that is General So Fine. Wow, Dowd had a big lead there getting through that pack, but General So Fine saw an opening, skated right past, picked up lead jammer. General So Fine now making his way through the pack again. Boom! There's another 4 points on the board. Mike Dowd coming back into the pack. No! And that's the end of that jam. And ladies and gentlemen, we are at less than 4 minutes.
Got a 94-point deficit here. Not looking good for the Trauma Authority, but they can try to close that gap a little more.
We've got 0, Grasso wearing the star once again for the Hooligans. And number 33, Unwired. Oh, a big pile up at the back of the pack. Grasso goes down, Unwired goes down, Blockers go down. Grasso getting sent to, I believe that was a misconduct call on Grasso. Grasso in the Bruce Boutique penalty box.
Think that's his final one to hang on to there.
I think so. Massacre going to the Bruce Boutique penalty box as well. Unwired trying to get past that defense. Not sure why the Trauma Authority is not assisting their jammer. A lot of times you'll see blockers play the offense, move those blockers move the opposing blockers out of the way so their jammer has a nice, easy passage through. Grasso back out on the track.
Beautiful triangle setup by the Hooligans, keeping Unwired at bay on the straightaway. And that's being commanded by number 302, Pappy Two Skates.
Grasso trying to get back past the Trauma Authority, makes a dash for it. One last hit by Beers. Grasso jumping over her. And that is the end of that jam. 4 more points on the board for the Trauma Authority.
Unwired tried his hardest there. He ended up getting bumped out of bounds by Pappy Two Skates and by 215 Wengel and number 8 Yosemite Slam. So he had to quickly call it off. But the damage was done. Winding down to the last minute and a half here.
We've got number 18 Lamoureux wearing the star for the Trauma Authority, skating once again against number 25 Uncle Dad. The pack not even getting past the pivot line, powered by Nesset.
Uncle Dad stumbled over Will Jettison a little bit, but able to take that lead status. Meanwhile, Lamoureux having the time of his life right now as he finally pushes through Zombicidal Maniac.
The Hooligans cheering section, or as I like to call them, the Hula Groupies, really cheering on their team, giving them a little extra support in these last few minutes of the bout. 5 more points on the board for the Hooligans. Uncle Dad re-engaging the pack coming out of turn 1. Hop, a skip, and a jump right through. 5 more points on the board.
A 14-point jam so far for for Uncle Dad. And the Bruce Boutique penalty box has been emptied out. We have a full house on the track.
And that's it, my friends. We have that 100-point deficit now.
Uncle Dad, clock is empty. Jammer time remaining. Got another 5. Hooligans at the bench are yelling to call it. He's going to keep on going while he still can. He wants all the points. Another great